Hi, everybody. I am going to give the presentation to you now that I gave at the York County History Center today for their World War II briefings. So it is the day after the 80th anniversary of victory over Japan Day. So my presentation is York's Women on the Home Front. And I'm going to tell you about it right now. So if we were looking at my slides, you would see a comic strip. And it's a husband sitting in his pajamas at the breakfast table, and his wife is dressed up like a Rosie the Riveter. And she is raising her fist, and it looks like she's telling him something. And the caption of the comic, and it's from 1942, I believe, and it said, "I'm going to tell the boss." So she's like, "I'm going to tell the boss." And it shows her she's the one going to work, and her husband is the one that's staying home. So I think that's very appropriate, and why I used it for my first slide in my presentation. But when we talk about World War II, we're often thinking about the battles that happened overseas. But the home front was just as important, and York County, Pennsylvania, and the city of York played a huge role. So long before the United States officially entered the war, the leaders of York saw the writing on the wall, and they knew that if America was drawn into the conflict, the nation would need to become an arsenal of democracy. In the summer of 1940, a group of local business leaders came together to create what would become known as the famous York Plan. This was a groundbreaking 15-point plan designed to coordinate the efforts of local businesses to maximize production of the war. It was a revolutionary idea at the time, and a voluntary collaboration that put community and country before competition. The plan was so successful that it took only 7 months to get off the ground, and it quickly became a national model. It was adopted by communities across the country, and the York Plan was a testament to American ingenuity and the power of community united for a common cause. The success of the York Plan and the American war effort as a whole would not have been possible without the contributions of one particular group, and that is women. So with millions of men serving overseas, women stepped up to fill a void in factories, offices, and even in uniform. Nearly 350,000 American women served in the military, both at home and abroad, in roles like nurses, pilots, and as administrative staff. Across the country, an estimated 12 million women went to work in defense industries and support services. They built planes and ships, they worked in steel mills and foundries, and they kept the country running. This was a pivotal moment in American history as women took on roles and responsibilities that had previously been reserved only for men, forever changing the landscape of the American workforce. The most enduring symbol of women who worked on the home front is obviously Rosie the Riveter, very famous and iconic image. And that iconic image represents the millions of women who took on physically demanding jobs in factories and shipyards. They became welders, riveters, mechanics, and they proved that they were just as capable as their male counterparts. But the impact of the war on women's employment went beyond the factory floor. Many women moved into professional white-collar roles that had been closed to them before the war, and they became managers, engineers, and scientists, breaking down barriers and paving the way for future generations of women in the workforce. Beyond the factories and the offices, women also played a crucial role in maintaining the morale for the troops. Young women across the country volunteered at the USO, or the United Service Organizations, as it's known. They served as hostesses, they danced with the servicemen, they served them coffee and donuts, and they were there to provide a friendly face and a listening ear to the servicemen. The USO was a home away from home for millions of servicemen, and a place where they could relax and forget about the stresses of war, if only for a little while. The women who volunteered at the USO provided an invaluable service, reminding the troops of what they were fighting for and giving them the strength to carry on. The contribution of York's women can also be seen in stories of individuals like Catherine Beecher. So she was a talented cook, and you might know her as Catherine Beecher of candy fame, very famous in York County and across the country, actually. Catherine and her husband had built a successful business selling their buttermints, or should I say her buttermints. But the war brought a major change to their business, and that's because of sugar rationing. To keep their business afloat, the Beechers began selling their candies to military sources. This allowed them to obtain the government certificates that were needed to purchase sugar. So Catherine's story is a wonderful example of the entrepreneurial spirit and resilience of the women of the home front in York County, Pennsylvania, and across the entire country. She not only kept her business alive during a difficult time, but Catherine also contributed to the war effort in her own unique way. Another remarkable woman from York County was Anna Louise Bybee. She was a local historian. Tina Charles said that she was a force to be reckoned with. Anna served with the 688th Central Postal Directory Battalion. This was an all-black, all-female unit that was sent to Europe to solve a major problem, a years-long backlog of mail for American soldiers. And they are now famous not only for their work in the war, but because they have a movie about them. And, you know, it's a Hollywood lit movie, and it's amazing. And these women are finally getting the recognition that they deserve. Their motto was no mail, low morale. And they understood just how important their work was to the soldiers. They worked in difficult conditions, but they were determined to get the mail to all of the troops. And in doing so, they provided a vital link between soldiers and their loved ones back home. They boosted morale, and they reminded them that they were not forgotten. So this was an invaluable service that they were providing. Even as the war neared its end, the spirit of York remained strong, and a local woman named Flo Snyder Neff used her talent as a poet to send messages of hope and strength to employees overseas. Her poems were a reminder of home, a source of comfort, and a testament to the enduring power of human spirit. Flo's story shows us that everyone had a role to play during the war, in the war effort, and that even a simple poem would make a world of difference to someone far from home. So the story of York during World War II is a powerful reminder of what a community can achieve when it comes together for a common cause. The York Plan, the tireless work of women in factories and offices, and the individual stories like Catherine Beecher, Anna Louise Bybee, and Flo Snyder Neff all paint a picture of a community that was truly an arsenal of democracy. It's thanks to these combined efforts that thousands of people from York were able to return home to their families. Their legacy is a testament to the incredible accomplishments of the greatest generation and a source of inspiration to us all.